Right, well, welcome back everybody to Boxing Day. What do we do on Boxing Day? Apparently we sow onions. Traditional day for sowing onions. So I'm going to do that today. To be honest, it's nice to get out in a bit of fresh air after Christmas Day and all the indulgences, and yeah, so breathe it in, bit of fresh air, let's sow some onions. And I'm just going to go through what I do, and it's given me great germination in the past, so I'm going to do it again. Just a few little things that I do, maybe a bit different to other people. You might learn something, might not. Right, let's crack on. What we've done, we've got our compost. This is Jack's Magic, sieved through a fine sieve, 7-8 mil sieve, and mixed with fine vermiculite at a ratio of 2 of compost, 1 of vermiculite. That gives us a really nice, airy compost for the seeds to grow into. Now, I'm going to be planting mine just in ordinary seed trays. I've got the ones with the holes in, ones without the holes in, gravel trays if you like. And one will go inside the other so we can water them. All right, so that's that. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Whack some compost in a seed tray. Now you could do it in cell trays if you wanted to. You know, whatever floats your boat. But onions do prick out and transplant really well. So it's all a matter of space, isn't it? When you think how many seeds I can get in here, as opposed to, I don't know if you used a 30 cell tray or whatever. So this is what I do. Give it a flatten down. Just take some of the air pockets out of the compost. Now, ideally, according to the packet, they should be sown at about 1/4 inch deep. And that just happens to be the size of this squisher. So I'm just flattening it down. Just like that. Oh, Tommy Cooper. A little water. I like to water first, then put the seeds in. Then the seeds won't move, or not move as much anyway. So I'm watering the surface, because this is where the seeds are going to go. And the seeds need the water to start to germinate. So don't be afraid of some water. The excess will run out the bottom, so that's not an issue. The water I'm using is rainwater, but it doesn't really matter. So a good soaking. Now I'm going to be sowing 2 varieties today. The red onion, red baron, grew that last year, did really well for me. And a new one I'm trying is Bedfordshire Champion. There again, I've read it's a good cropping onion and it'll store well. All right. I did Elsa Craig last year. They worked really well. So I just thought I'd try something different. Right, let's make sure I get the right ones. What we got here? Bedfordshire. So let's stick a label in first, so I don't get confused in a minute. And all I'm going to do is just relatively thinly chuck them over the top of here. Couldn't be easier. And there again, flattening it down and giving it a nice flat surface will make germination nice and even, because you haven't got divots and tunnels and mountains. Well, that's hardly a mountain of compost, but you know what I mean. Flat surface helps with even germination. So as simple as that. And then you got choices now. You can either put the compost over the top, about 1/4 inch deep, or I prefer to use fine vermiculite. And the reason I like fine vermiculite is because once it goes on like that, and it's obviously dry, once the moisture, or once it sucks up the moisture and gets wet, it'll go a darker colour, and you'll be able to see that your onions, some lumps in this, is an old, getting to be an old, well, not old, but getting to the end of the bag now, so I might need to get myself some new. And because we pushed it down nice and flat, we know that a level covering of this now will give us our 1/4 inch. There again. Let's get the little squisher. I mean, this is just a bit of, what's that, 9mm, 9mm, 10mm. Always have a tape in your pocket. Yeah, it's about just a 9mm bit of ply cut out and a bit of old broom handle stuck on it. It's nothing technical, but it does make it easy to do this. Then them into the gravel tray. It couldn't be easier, could it? Couldn't be easier. That's it. These will go home now, and just in the kitchen or the utility room, anywhere with a temperature 16 to 20 degrees, and they'll germinate fine at that. And once they're done, then the most important thing, once they've germinated, is light. Giving them as much light as you possibly can. So if you've got a greenhouse, ideally, put them in there. Mine are probably into the polytunnel. I haven't got a greenhouse. And they'll just grow. Simple as that. All we got to do, keep them watered. Really straightforward. There's no excuse for growing your own onions from seed. It is so simple. Just do another. So just to recap, what I found gives you really good germination rates. This compost mixed 2-to-1 with vermiculite. A squash down to give you flat level surface, so your seeds are all the same depth in your tray. And to be honest, fresh seed, if you've not got viable seed, then they're just not going to grow. I mean, it takes no time to do. Once they go home, germination will be 5 to 10 days, 16 to 20 degrees. They nearly always come up in about 7 days. And then these will probably be potted on or pricked out after about 3 weeks. Right, we did the bedroom ones. These are the red barons. So it's just nice to have a little break, get out the house, come and do something. And this little job here sets you up for a lovely lot of onions later on in the season. It doesn't take long. It's easy to do. Like I say, onions, I've found, cook out really well. The other thing of using vermiculite is it doesn't what do they use it? What do they say when like sometimes your compost will get like a crust on the top and the water doesn't absorb very well into it. Whereas if you put vermiculite, that doesn't happen. It won't crust over. So the seeds can always come up through really easily. But to be honest, it'll work just as well with compost. But I found just a little bit of effort and just trying your best to give it the best chance they have. A bit of extra time now just makes the whole life easier later on. Right, there they go. They shouldn't need any more water now until they come up. The water in there will be sufficient. And then once I see them starting to come up through, I know they've started to put down roots. So then I'll give it another watering once that's happened, just to make sure those very initial roots have got plenty of water so they don't dry out. All right, so there they go. They'll go home in the utility room, and in about 5 to 10 days we'll have our onions. That's it. Little Boxing Day job, get you out the house and set you up for the onion season ahead. Hope you enjoyed it. Someone are watching it rather than all the Christmas films. Mark's Allotment channel is doing I think it's a live tonight on Boxing Day onions at 8 o'clock. I'll put a link to that in the description. I'll be going along, seeing what Mark's up to. That's it. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. I know you Scots will be looking forward to New Year more than Christmas. I know I enjoy a good New Year's party. Well, any excuse for a party, to be honest. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers and gone.